Hi, I'm Mooney, and welcome to Games on Tap, the review show that pairs booze with games, the way God intended. Today, we prepare for Titanfall, the new shooter from Respawn Entertainment. Does it innovate the first-person shooter genre as we know it?
Grab your mechs and get ready to wall run. Titanfall is here, and it's ready to take on Call of Duty in a war of attrition. Are robots, fancy weaponry, and jump-kicking faces enough to set Titanfall apart and cement it as a solid player in the age of the multiplayer online shooter? Or is it doomed, like so many Titans, to the EB Games bargain bin?
Welcome to Games on Tap. I'm here with Sam and Link, and we are looking at Titanfall, which is changing the first-person shooter genre as we know it. How do you guys find it?
I reckon it was good. I started playing through at the beta stages, went some of the more open betas, and I enjoyed it. It has all sorts of new mechanics and things like the parkour running and stuff like that. It was very limiting with how you could play, with just the multiplayer, but overall I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd enjoy the game at all. Mostly because most multiplayer games I come into is just I can never find enough people to play with that I know, and I hate jumping in a match with people I don't know because I just get angry. That's what usually happens with any multiplayer game I have. I just get frustrated and I blame everyone, and I just get pissy and play 2 games and leave.
Sure.
Or because people are yelling at me and I just get fine,
Yeah,
run away.
yeah. That's fair enough. I mean, it looks like it was one of those games where, there could have been a lot of trolley kids, sort of thing. But from what I'm finding, I'm enjoying it, from all that. But how are you guys finding that campaign?
What campaign?
Yeah, exactly right.
Is there even a campaign?
Exactly. I mean, with the campaign itself, I'm finding that there's pretty much nothing to it. You're playing a game of multiplayer with other people, talking to people on your headsets, while there's people in the corner talking to you over comms in game. It doesn't really work. How do you guys find it?
Yeah, there's just these set pieces that it's like, oh, we're over here on this side of the map, and then this thing happens that I don't care about because I just want to play the game so I can get the other Titan and get my upgrades and then go and play classic mode with people.
That's it.
It kind of felt like they threw it together because people were demanding it. There was such an outcry for we want single player, and then it's still not even single player. So they threw together playing multiplayer in a single player. I think it could have been done well. Let's say they make specific game types that are only for campaign. Maybe close it down just a bit and not have it so open. Maybe it is multiplayer, but maybe squad based, or something like that, where you and your team are working against maybe an AI. Maybe you're working against the same team that's trying to counter opposite you. In you could do a capture the flag, but a bit different, where they're trying to get maybe some intel from you and you're trying to block them. Kind of do it in the style of mercs versus spies in Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Where there's a defense and a bit, it's a bit more towards the game, because even in that there's a bit of a story that can be created. But there's a story created in this that I just don't care about.
Well, it's interesting you say there isn't that different game mode. I want to talk about that as well. In classic mode, you only have the stock standard first-person shooter game modes. Your deathmatch, capture the flag. There's not too much. How'd you guys find that?
It was alright. As a multiplayer-focused game, it still had enough life in it to be able to get it going, but it was kind of limited. It has the room to move, and I guess they could be looking at developing it, because games these days, you get partial game to start off with. You're paying for a game, but something will come out, and you know that it'll develop.
Sure. And what about the balance between Titans and pilots? You're running around with these pilots, they're free running all over the place, and these giant Titans.
I got killed by a pilot so many times in that game, where I'm just I'm doing good. I'm just shooting all the little all the creeps pretty much, and then I come against and I see one human. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the pilot, go shoot to him, kill him, and then it's like, oh, there's one on me, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Or there's too many shooting at me, I can't do anything. I walk forward, or I'm just going to sit here and just wait.
It's interesting though you say creeps before. There's that MOBA element that's come into it, with the grunts and the specters, the small units that, they're not as powerful as your other players, but they still count towards build time for your Titans
Yeah.
and attrition points.
They're a much better way to play the game. You can go through that game and not kill a pilot and do better than anyone.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you kill your pilots when you're in your mech, in your Titan, and then whenever you're playing the game, you just get that time down and just killing that AI just over and over again. It's so simple. If you got the auto pistol, it helps out heaps. Hit 3 of them just in one go, bang, 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 done. And you got points, and then, my Titan's here. All right, now I'm going to kill some people.
I did like how they made that as an essential part. You do have to go kill those AI to build, to get your mech time down and everything. Making the game kind of fairly even between the pilots, and you can run around and kill other people's mechs and everything without jumping in your own Titan is really good, because running through the game, you're in your Titan and you're shooting other Titans, and then all of a sudden you're rolling around by someone jumping on your back and jockeying you. It's
impressive.
Very impressive, the mechanic there.
The balance is pretty good.
Yeah.
I started in the beta as well. You jumped in and I was like, wow, okay, so this is already pretty good. And why did you have a beta? I don't believe it was for a server. Yeah. I believe it was just for hype. Mm-hmm. Just people go, oh yeah, this game's coming out next.
If that hype train wasn't big enough already,
it made me get the game.
Yeah, okay.
Because I played the beta and I was like, oh, I think I do like this game. And there's people playing that I know.
It
this
gave
is
you
going
just
to be
a
good.
little taste
it's
of
going
it.
to give me, what I liked from Halo 2 days. And I was like,
good.
oh, good. I need to get this game.
Yeah.
And, that made me purchase it. And that was their goal, I think, to show you what it could be.
Yeah.
But then I was disappointed.
Yeah, you're disappointed?
Yeah.
Oh, entirely?
I can just see the EA on it.
Yeah. Okay, so you feel there's going to be microtransactions towards the burn cards and such? Or
they can put it in there. It's so easy. I don't know. Maybe it's just nowadays that we know that it can come. That at any moment we can have microtransactions. Just you like that Titan, right? Look at this new one.
Why don't you buy it for $5.99?
Yeah,
$5.99. It's got
probably a bit cheaper, but
got really good damage. Got really good defense. It's
but you know what? I'll probably do it.
Yeah.
That's
because it's like,
if you want it
this
that
one
badly,
looks a bit better. And I don't want to play the campaign again to try to get a new one.
And you forget about the paying out the big sum at the beginning after a while, and that's, I reckon, when they'll hit with it, with the microtransactions. It's you play for a while and you're getting off the bandwagon for a little bit, and then they're like, oh, you can get this mech and just pay us a little bit more, and that's where they'll kind of get it from, I reckon.
Nice. All right, so let's wrap this up. How did you guys find this? What would you compare it to when it comes to an alcoholic beverage?
For me, I really enjoyed it to start off with, and then it kind of faded pretty quickly. So I'd say it's like one of your energy drink, like a Jaeger bomb or something like that. You drop it in, and it's really satisfying, but then you just hit a low, and you're like, I don't really want to play it anymore.
Yeah, see, you've represented that with the mother today. Unfortunately, we didn't have the Jaeger. We are quite broke. But what about you, Sam? How did you find it?
I went just for a beer, and I can drink James Bogue. It's cheap enough for my budget, and it's just the kind of drink that I would have just to have a drink and play the game.
Stock standard.
It's a solid first person shooter. It's probably not the greatest, I would say. It's solid. It pulled me back into first person shooter genre. I've been waiting for a good one for a while now. I think I'll play it a lot, and I'll probably drink beer a lot with it. So I think that'll fit the best with it.
All right. Well, thanks very much, guys, for joining us today. Join us next week as we review another game. Remember, game responsibly.
Young man, do you have swag?